All right, welcome and thanks for joining me today. Let's talk. So, I have been with the same person for about 4 years, a little bit over 4 years, and our relationship looked very promising. But unfortunately, it didn't work out. I decided it was time to kind of cut my losses and ended it. And that's a very long story, so I'll say that for another time. But after being with someone so long, it's kind of challenging to start over. A lot of the time, I would even look back and, retrospectively, I really say to myself that maybe that's why I stayed so long as well, too, is because I had already invested so much time, so much effort to get the relationship to where it was. Um, but overall, he just really didn't deserve um, the grace and the mercy I had gave him over those years. Eventually I had enough and I left, Um, during the breakup phase, I went through different phases. And honestly, one thing I can say is I bounced back pretty quickly. And I think overall, the way I deal with devastating or challenging things is that I process it really quickly. So if there was a time when I lost a job, and I mean, I immediately I broke down, which doesn't happen very often, but it was for literally 2 minutes. And then I pulled up myself and I said, okay, let me go find a job. And I processed really quickly. Like, I don't like to sulk because I know that's not really going to help me. I don't like to cry. I feel like that doesn't do anything for me either. I'm just one of those people that I take it for what it is, process it, and then, okay, how can we fix this? I go right into action. What can I do to find a solution? What is the solution? How do I get to that solution? And that's kind of how I dealt with this breakup as well. I did go through the phases of like disbelief. Oh my gosh, it's over. I was upset. You know, then I went to the acceptance phase and coming to peace with it, and then finally letting it go and moving on. And I'll be honest, I think a lot of people probably would have taken a lot more time than I did. And even funny enough, through those phases, like the disbelief, it was over, thinking about the 4 years, all the sacrifices, all the drama, little flash of the fun times, the giggles, um, the trips or whatever else, but then being mad and upset and just downright disappointed for all the false promises and the futures and the plans that we had that never came to fruition. And what could I have done with those 4 years instead of being with you? How could I have been in a better place myself individually instead of pouring into you and giving you and helping you to reach where you were, right? Um, and then I just kind of phased right into that acceptance phase. Like, you know what? It is what it is. I realized that God put me there for a reason. And maybe it wasn't for me, myself, but maybe to give unto others and to help somebody. And, I talk about build a bear, but really build a man. That's what I was doing. And that's okay. That's what God had for me at that time, was for me to help somebody else. And I kind of said, you know what? I can't get back the time that I have given. That's okay. That's where I was supposed to be, and I'm all right with that. I came to terms with accepting it pretty quickly, and then after that, I went through let it go. It's not for me. That's not what God had long term for me. That was just a project that He put me on for those 4 years, and now that that's over, I've accepted it. But now, where's my future? Where am I heading? No turning back. I don't care who dies when you call me. Oh my gosh, grandma died. Can you come? Come be with me, help me, or you need me for this or that. I didn't care, right? I have completely let it go and said, I'm done with that. Washed my hands and moved on. And processed that, hey, I'm good. And honestly, the best stage of it all is the moving on stage. And, out with the old, in with the new. During this phase, I hung out a lot with my homegirls. Um, I always hung out with them. We did our girl night out. We did our drinks. We did our happy hours. I always did that, but I'll be honest, that was kind of like my safe place. That was my happy place, even through my relationship with him. So it just made sense for me to revert back to that and do it a little bit more than I probably would have. We did comedy shows, we did hookah. At that time, that was good. That was popping. Not so much now. We just did, girl stuff. We went to our lounges and we had a good time. I was enjoying myself. One day at work, one of my coworkers came over and was like, "Oh," flashed her phone. She's like, "What do you think of this guy? You think I should go out on a date with him?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And she was like, "All right, well, maybe I should go out. Not tonight, another night." And I was like, "Well, where did you meet him, anyways?" And she says, "I met him online." And I'm like, never mind. You probably shouldn't, right? And she was like, no, I meet guys online all the time. It's no biggie. We go out for dinner, we go out for drinks, we meet for coffee, and, we just talk and meet up after we talk online for a little while. I was like, really? And she had known of the breakup because she was actually more than just a coworker. We sat really close to each other, so we developed a friendship. Sometimes she would go to the happy hours with me as well with another friend that I work with, and she knew I was going through the breakup, and she said to me, "You know what? You probably should get online too." And I was like, "No, that ain't really for me." She was like, "It will boost your confidence. Like, you already got confidence, but during this time, you're going through this, phase, it's going to boost your confidence. You're going to have so many messages in your inbox that you would not believe it." I'm like, I was hesitant, but I'm like, you know what? Let me try it out. And funny enough, I think I did it right at my desk that day. And I logged in, uploaded a picture. Of course, tons of pictures on the phone. Uploaded a picture. Didn't even finish my bio, and I already had messages in my inbox. And I'm like, at lunch, I'm like, you won't believe it. I set up my little profile, and I got. She said, "I told you. I told you." I was like, "Yeah, but I ain't respond to none." She was like, just have fun, enjoy yourself. If you don't want to go on dates, you ain't gotta go on dates. If you just want to." And I was like, well, you know what? My perspective going into it was like, this is going to be a timekeeper for me. And basically, what that means is, yeah, until I meet somebody out here, I'm going to just enjoy this ride. And I'll have these people I can talk to whenever I want to. They don't know me from a can of paint, they just have my picture. And, we'll chat here and there. And I'll meet some guys. And that's basically the approach I took to it. I didn't take it serious, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to meet the love of my life on here, and I'm going to get married, and I'm going to have kids, and planning this whole thing. I just went into it with the mindset of, I'm just going to have fun. And that's exactly what I did. Um, I got some kicks and giggles. You get these good morning love. Oh, beautiful. Oh, what you doing on here? You too fine to be on here. All those different stuff. And it did, honestly, I'm kind of smiling right now. It did make me feel good about myself. I was, feeling myself again. Granted, I was going out and meeting people here and there, but nothing serious. And it was um, a happy place for me because I was getting so much attention and in such a short period of time from so many different men that just valued me for this profile. The way I looked, your little how where you go to school, all that little stuff. Do you have any kids, all that good stuff. So it did what it was supposed to do for me, but it did way more than I thought it could ever do for me, and it was a blessing in disguise. To any woman out there that feels like, I need a confidence boost, I would suggest creating a little profile, going on there, and just same thing, go into it with an open mind. Don't go into it thinking, oh, I'm going to meet the love of my life on here. Not saying that you can't, but go into it with an open mind and just really see what else is out there. One thing I will say is that sometimes, and this kind of was the case for me, you would never cross paths with some of the people you are going to meet on these online dating sites. You would never be in the same place at the same time with this person for them to even approach you. So it did, in my sense, it did allow me to meet way more men than I would ever going out. Yes, I was on the scene. Yes, I was going clubbing. Yes, I was going to the lounges. Yes, I was going to the happy hours. But I would frequent the same places all the time. And I think being on there gave me an opportunity to kind of expand the pool of men that I was able to meet. And I did meet some really great guys. And all in all, it helped me through that breakup. And it was a blessing. I can't say it enough. It really, 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 I can't stress it enough. It was a blessing for me. So if you are debating about online dating or not, I would say try it out and you probably will not be disappointed. All right, that's all I got for you today.